Good morning, everyone. So, I wanted to jump on here and try to find something positive to talk about. So, I was watching a few personal development videos this morning. It's something that I'm trying to incorporate into my daily activities. Because I've noticed that, how do I put this? So I've noticed that since I've been doing them, like my confidence has gone up, my self-esteem has gone up. I've gotten ideas and tips and tricks and things to work towards building a better me. So some of the things that I learned this morning, it's not stuff that I haven't already known. It's just stuff that I never really put into practice. So I wrote some notes while I was watching the videos, and then I used Google, I used the dictionary, I totally dug into it. So two of the things that I struggle with is self-confidence and self-esteem. Those of you that know me, you can disagree. That's fine. But a lot of the times it's not that I'm confident or I have great self-esteem. A lot of the times is I'm just putting on a facade till I get through my day. So the definition per the dictionary for self-confidence is realistic assurance in one's own judgment, ability, power, etc. So basically, like for me, the one thing that I do that gives me a ton of self-confidence is I dye my hair. Sometimes I dye it red, sometimes I dye it purple, sometimes I dye it like a lighter brown than what it normally is. That's me. It's not that I want to be somebody else. It's just I like to express myself through color. Same way when I do my makeup. Like when I do my eye makeup, because that's like the one thing that I feel I'm good at. I experiment with colors. Like I've learned green's not my friend. Um, it's not that I can't pull it off. I can. I just don't like the way that it looks on me. Um, but I've done purple. I've done pink. I've done green. I've done blue. I've done browns, I've done gold, I've done silver. Like, I like to experiment with color when it comes to my makeup. So, I have some ways to help build self-confidence. Again, Google is my friend. So, when I Googled it, I found that, like, the number one thing that came up is stop comparing yourself to everyone else. You're you. You're an individual. You're unique. You're special. Nobody else is you. So that's one of the things that I've always struggled with. Like I've always compared myself to this one or this celebrity or that celebrity or whatever. Like in the culture we live in today, in the society that we have, everybody's comparing each other to everybody else, and it shouldn't be like that because we're all individuals. We're all different. We were made that way. So for me, trying to build a better me, I had to learn to stop doing that. You know, my mom tells me all the time, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you know, you're unique, you're special." Did I believe her? No. I'll be honest, I didn't. I thought, because she's my mom, she had to tell me that. You know, being a mom myself was when it kind of clicked, because I do feel my children are special in their own ways. Um, my son is extremely smart, even though he's had to overcome the hurdle of being ADHD. He struggles with focusing. He struggles with, you know, not really understanding things, but he learns better when he goes at his own pace. My daughter, she's still really young. She's only 2. She's special. She's energetic. She's feisty. She's got an attitude from I don't know where. Everybody says she's got my attitude, but I don't believe that. But she may. But I don't compare my kids to each other because they're different. We're all different. So why do we compare each other to, why do we compare ourselves to anybody else? Why is it so important that our society, the the ideal, woman is an hourglass figure. She's skinny, she's slightly muscular, she looks good in a bikini, she looks great without makeup, natural hair, not whatever. Like the idea that society has placed and made this huge thing, 90% of it's fake. And I watched a video this morning about a woman talking about that, and honest and truthfully, her passion about it was like phenomenal. I was just like, oh my God, like she gets it and she can explain it, and I understand what she's talking about. Like, she was getting her hair done, and not that it matters, but she was a black woman. So some of the things that she was referencing, I didn't completely understand, but she went into detail to where it made sense. So she was getting her hair done, and another lady came in and complimented her hair, but asked her if her hair was a 27 piece, which, from what she explained, is not real. It's, fake, uh, kind of like a weave, I guess. I'm not sure. Um, and it offended her because that was her hair. Like, that's not anything that she's placed in her hair. That's her actual hair. That's the hair she was born with. And it offended her. And she made the point in her video to talk about how the way society is now, that we're, as adults, as mothers, as aunts, as, uncles, fathers, whatever, but as like young girls go to, we're basically reinforcing the fact that in order to be viewed as beautiful, or in order to be viewed as, you know, appealing, you have to be fake. Fake hair, fake lashes, fake fingernails, fake lips with fillers. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have, and she even said in her video, if you have a medical condition, that she wasn't referring to those people. She was referring to the ones that hide behind the fake stuff, and they assume that they're the same as her, even though her eyelashes are 100% real. Her hair is 100% real. Like, she got offended, and I don't blame her, because you you can't determine what somebody is or how they are or whatever based off your own personal opinions. Like, you don't know what that person is going through mentally. You don't know what that person deals with at home. And even if you do, you don't know how it affects them. Our words affect people more than what you really think they do. And I'll be honest, I've had personal experience with that. Growing up, I love drinking soda. I still do as an adult. Like, I'm addicted to Mountain Dew. Anybody who knows me knows I'm addicted to Mountain Dew and Monster Coffee. Like, that's just me. So, for years growing up, like, I struggled with weight issues. I struggled with self-body image issues. I still do as an adult. Still do to this day. I've had 2 kids. After you have kids, it is harder to lose the weight that you gain during pregnancy, because you kind of give up on yourself when you become a parent, because you're so focused on taking care of them, because they're babies, then they turn into toddlers, and then they turn into, kids, and then they turn into teenagers, and then they turn into young adults, and then they become adults. So your sole focus is on your kids and you put yourself on the back burner. I'm not saying that it's fair. I'm not saying that it's right, because in all honesty, it's really not, because everybody deserves to feel good about themselves. So that's why I wanted to cover self-esteem and self-confidence. It's a struggle that I've had for years and years and years. Um, Growing up, because I did like soda so much, my dad used to tell me all the time, "Oh, you're drinking more soda?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, so?" He's like, it's gonna go straight to your hips." You don't tell your kid that. You don't make them feel bad about their choices that they make. You explain to them and try to get them to understand that the bad choices that they're making could cause health issues further on down the road if they don't make the healthier choices. You know, did I get off of soda? I did for a while. I really did. When I was at my absolute biggest and I didn't like who I was, I didn't like how I looked, I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. Like, I was almost 300 pounds, and for those of you who didn't know me back then, believe it, I was. I was pushing 300. I didn't feel good in my own skin. I didn't want to go out of the house. I didn't want to go anywhere. And looking back at pictures from that point in my life, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually went out of the house looking like that. At the time, I thought I looked okay. Some of the pictures, I thought I was rocking it. But looking back now, I'm like, oh my God. But I'm my own worst critic. And I'm working on making that voice positive instead of negative. I watched a video yesterday on a series that one of the leaders with the company that I'm working with she's been doing a week-long series about putting yourself at the top of your to-do list. And yesterday, one of her tips was kill one ant every day. A-N-T, ant. Automatic negative thought is what it stands for. When she first said it, I was like, I don't have ants in my house. But then it made sense when she explained it. Everybody gets negative thoughts. A lot of us tend to get negative thoughts with, our own personal self. You know, I can beat myself up quick, fast, and in a hurry better than anybody that I know can. There isn't anything that anybody can tell me negatively that I haven't already told myself. And that's true. Um, Having depression and anxiety, you tend to struggle. Um, so some of the ways to build your self-confidence is whenever you have a negative thought, kick it out of your mind. Yes, I know, easier said than done, trust me, I know. But whenever those thoughts creep in, I've learned that, like, for instance, let's just use this as an example. Oh, well, you're too fat for that outfit. Okay, that's a negative thought that I've had. So in turn, I rebut it with a positive. It may not look good on me now, but it will. That's putting a positive spin on it. Um, I'm one that I like to try to find the silver lining in things. So any negative situation that I go to, like, I try my hardest to find the positive in that. Whether it's a lesson that I need to learn, whether it's, you know, a relationship that needs to end because I don't want to associate myself with constant negative people. It's not that I don't love them, it's not that I don't care about them, but I don't want to associate myself with constant negative people, because when I do, it brings me down. I'm trying to build myself up without anybody else building me up. Even though being with Unique, the sisterhood is amazing, and don't get me wrong, they are phenomenal at uplifting, empowering, and validating us. And we work together. We have group chats and everything like that. So if anybody's struggling, go in the group chat, send a message. Somebody will come back in there with a positive spin on it. You have to find your, we say your vibe attracts your tribe. And I didn't fully understand that when I first joined, and it's true. If you're constantly negative, 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 all you're going to attract is negative. You're not going to attract positive people. You're going to attract the negative people. It's like, what is it? Not wasps. Moths to a flame. So your flame is straight negative. What do you think you're going to attract? You really think you're going to attract positive people with positive attitudes? No, you're not. You're going to attract the negative people. And it's not to put you down or make you feel bad. It's just to help you understand you need to change your mindset. If you can change your mindset, you can build your confidence. Another thing that I found on there was learn something new, smile, do a good deed, assume people like you. Honestly, I live by that. Whether they do or they don't, I don't care. I just automatically assume they do, and yes, I know. Assuming makes you look like an ass, and me too, or whatever the saying is. And I get that, but I don't care. I assume everybody likes me, whether they do or they don't. If they want to talk crap about me behind my back, by all means, go ahead. That's your problem, not mine. That's your opinion. That doesn't affect me. But when you assume people like you, you treat them like they're a friend. You don't treat them negatively, you treat them positively. So therefore, you have a positive interaction with people. Now, don't get me wrong, there are going to be people that are just negative Nellies. And no matter how nice you are, how positive you are, how sweet you are, whatever, they're just going to respond negatively. That's just how it is. But boosting your self-confidence, you're going to have to work on that. As far as self-esteem, okay, so the definition of self-esteem: a realistic respect for or favorable impression of oneself. How do you view yourself? Do you view yourself as awesome? Do you view yourself as okay? Do you view yourself as a horrible person? Believe it or not, when you have low self-esteem, and I did for a long, 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 long time, I'm still working on building my self-esteem. I can pretend all day that I am like awesome and I have like the most self-esteem, but in all reality, I don't. So, ways to help boost self-esteem that I have been doing is identify and challenge your negative beliefs. For the longest time, I've struggled with weight. I want to say it was about 7 years ago when I was almost 300 pounds. I was sick of it. I finally was like, you know what? I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to believe this anymore. I want to change it. So what did I do? I started working out 6 days a week. I changed my eating habits. I found what worked for me. Now, if you want information on what I did to lose almost 150 pounds, shoot me a message in Messenger, comment below. I will tell you what I did, which I'm fixing to start doing it again, because I'm still struggling with my weight going up and down after I had my daughter. Some of that has to do with hormones, but that's okay. That's just a struggle that I have to contend with. Another thing is identify the positives about you. Do you have awesome hair? Do you have great eyes? Do you have long eyelashes? Do you have beautiful lips? Do you have a booty? Do you have an awesome waistline? Like, there is something positive about you, whether it be physical, whether it be mental, whether it be emotional. Are you an extremely caring person? Are you always there for your friends and family? Are you somebody who you see a need and you want to fill it? Like, there's other aspects to look at, not just physical. Those are just the ones that pop into mind that I struggle with as far as self-esteem. Like, mine's always my physical outlook. It's not so much, you know, an internal thing because I know I'm a good person. I know, I care. I tell myself sometimes you care too much. Um, but that's just me. Give yourself a break. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect. So why try to be? The only thing you can do is try to be the best you can be. Whether it be for just yourself or be the best mom or be the best dad or be the best brother or sister or husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or aunt or uncle or grandparent or whatever. Be the best you. I want to instill that in my daughter. Like, I don't want her to grow up with, body image issues. Yes, I do call her little nickname is Chunky, but she got chunky thighs. Is that right? No. Do I need to change that? Absolutely, because I don't want her growing up thinking that she's chunky, because she's not. She's just a healthy sized baby or 2-year old. She's still my baby. Um, who seems to be playing in my jewelry box? Can you put that back, please? But improve your physical health. That's another way to help boost your self-esteem. One other way is to build positive relationships and ignore the negative. I will be honest, some days my self-esteem is through the roof. I got my makeup on, I'm feeling amazing, I'm wearing my favorite outfit, I'm just rocking the day, and I come home, or I am home, and Corey will come home and he's had a crappy day, and because he's got that negative mindset, he tries to tear me down and tell me, oh, well, you got too much makeup on, or, you look like this, or you look like that. That's not you. It is me. The only difference is yes, I do have makeup on, but when I do my makeup, I don't look like a completely different person. I'm enhancing what God gave me. You know, my face is naturally red-ish. So my foundation covers up the redness and it gives me an even skin tone. I have dark circles under my eyes and my eyelids are different colors. Well, not different colors, but they're darker. So my concealer covers up that and gives me a more neutral skin tone. You know, I like putting on mascara because I do have longer eyelashes, but they're not full and thick like I prefer. So I put on a mascara that makes them look thick. Okay, that's what makes me feel good about myself. I can rock the bare skin look any day, all day. I've done it for years. Only recently I've started with makeup, but it's because I found one that actually does not break me out. It's paraben free, which I don't know for sure if that's the issue that I'm having on why things break me out so easily, or if it's just because I have sensitive skin. It's plant-based. So if anything has lavender in it, I avoid it. Why? Because I know I'm allergic to lavender. I learned that when I was pregnant with my daughter. We had a lavender hand soap. Well, every time I used it, multiple times, my hands ended up swelling. I ended up getting this really bad rash. My hands itched so bad. Like, it was horrible. Like, I even asked my doctor, I was like, what is going on? And she's like, you're having an allergic reaction to whatever you're using. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm using. So when I was away from work for 2 or 3 days at a time, I realized, oh wow, my hand's healing. So what is it at work that I'm using that is breaking me out? Come to find out, it was a lavender hand soap. So I avoid lavender altogether. But anyways, back to self-esteem and self-confidence. If you don't boost your own, nobody will boost it for you. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks of you. Because trust me, there's been times where I've had good compliments. I've had bad compliments. I've been called fat. I've been called ugly. I've been called beautiful. I've been called gorgeous. I've been called an ideal woman. I mean, I take the compliments and I ignore the disses or the negative, however you want to put it. I was born in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. That was the thing. Like, people would diss you. Um, I don't take people's opinions of me and take it to heart. I used to. I used to all the time. All the time I used to. And it broke me down and broke me down and broke me down and broke me down and broke me down to the point to where I didn't like me. I didn't want to get up. I suffered with severe depression. I suffered with an eating disorder. I became anorexic. I became bulimic because I was called fat in school. I was bullied. And it's not that I was fat, because looking back at pictures from when I was in school, I'm like, oh my God, girl, you had it going on. I was just thick. I I have thick thighs, ghetto booty. Like, that's just me. That's how I'm built. It's not that I was fat, because even at my absolute smallest, my thighs were still thick. I still had a butt. Like, I didn't lose it. And I tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. I did the workouts. I did the exercises. I did the weight training. I did the squats. I did everything I could to lose them, but guess what? They still stuck around. Why? Because that's the way I'm built. That's the way God made me. And instead of looking at it negatively, I turned it into a positive. I used that as something that I had to embrace with myself. Do I like that I got a big butt and it kind of gets in the way sometimes? No, not at all. Do I like it? Absolutely not. Have I learned to be okay with it? Yes. I joke about it at work. Sometimes I try, thinking, okay, well, you can squeeze through there. And I end up knocking something over because I bumped it with my butt. Oops. I make a joke about it. Yep, got a big old butt. It's in the way. Um, I've cut corners in my house and caught my hip. Why? Because I didn't gauge it correctly. But it's okay. Why? Because it's what I do. I don't look down at myself because, I have wide hips, or I have thick thighs, or, I'm a little overweight and I have a double chin. I don't care. It just depends on the situation, or not really the situation. It just depends on the position that I'm in. Right now, I'm laying in my bed propped up on like 5 pillows. So yeah, it's going to look like I have a double chin. Plus my camera's kind of like down, not up here. So if up here, you can't tell. It's all about angles. But I'm just trying to be real. I don't care. Stop letting people break you down. You can't build yourself up if you're constantly letting the negative in. So, I challenge everyone watching, and if you're still watching, thank you, because I know it's kind of a long video. Share this video, because I'm sure somebody in the world needs to hear it, first and foremost. And secondly, I challenge everyone to think of at least 5 positive aspects, or 5 positive things you can think about as far as your own person, whether it be physical, whether it be emotional, whether it be mental. Are you great at math? Are you good at business? Are you an awesome mom? Are you a caring person? Do you have awesome lips? Do you have thick thighs? Whatever makes you feel good about you. But I challenge you to come up with at least 5. Post them in the comments. Send me a private message. Tell me what your 5 are. I want to know. So my 5 are, okay, I have thick thighs. I'm totally cool with it. Wide hips. Ghetto booty. That's 3. I'm a great mom. I know I am. Because my son is 14 and he's still alive. My daughter is 2. She's still alive. I must be doing something right. So that's 4. Let's see. What would number 5 be? I'm a caring person. I help whenever I'm needed, or at least I try to. There are times where I can't because of, scheduling conflicts or whatever. But I put my heart and soul into the people around me. And you can't fill people with an empty cup yourself. So you have to find the positives to build yourself back up. Because if you're trying to build others and you're feeling down, it's going to be hard. So, on that note, you guys are amazing. You are awesome. And I love y'all. I'm going to play with my daughter since she's starting to feel a little bit better. And we're not fussing at the moment. Yay! We actually ate some french fries this morning. Woo! Yeah, I know. Wonderful breakfast. But hey, she's eating. She went like 4 or 5 days without eating hardly anything, just a nibble here or there. So she's on the mend, thankfully. So anyways, I will talk to y'all later. I hope you enjoyed the video. Love y'all. Comment, share. I want to know what your 5 are. So anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.